Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 25th Annual Life Sciences BC Awards presented by Farris. Please join me in welcoming our MC for this evening, Wendy Hurlburt.
So good evening and welcome to the 25th Annual Life Sciences BC Awards ceremony presented by Farris. Thank you very much for joining us. It's fantastic to see the energy in the room and to see so many people so happy to see each other. And I am genuinely sorry that I'm talking over you so that you can sit down and I can start the programming. So welcome everyone. Tonight, we're excited to celebrate the accomplishments and impact of the BC life sciences sector, and more specifically, our 2023 award winners. Wow, you guys are all very compliant after people start talking. As we come together this evening, I would like to respectfully acknowledge that this event is being held in the ancestral, traditional, and unceded territory of the Coast Salish peoples, including the territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. In this room this evening, we have people joining us from traditional territories across BC, Canada, and the world, and we're privileged to live, work, and play on all of our respective territories. Tonight, we gather to celebrate British Columbia's remarkable life sciences sector. Thank you all for joining us this evening, especially those that have traveled great distances to be here, and there are many of you. We welcome Minister Brenda Bailey and many distinguished guests. In this room this evening, we have a diverse group of researchers, scientists, innovators, founders, entrepreneurs, and leaders from across the sector and from government. Welcome to all of you. In addition to the 330 people in this room, a special shout out to our 100+ friends, which are literally next door, that they can see me speaking right now, in our networking reception, and we look forward to seeing you throughout the evening, and we know there will be lots of cross-pollination between the rooms. For 25 years, Life Sciences BC has brought together our community to celebrate with these awards. They recognize British Columbia's life sciences individuals and companies' leadership in research and innovation. A huge thanks and shout out to the Farris team, not only for their long-standing significant support of this awards event, but also for their commitment and support to the life sciences sector of BC. We would also like to recognize our additional award sponsors and supporters, many of whom are long-time supporters of the annual Life Sciences Awards ceremony presented by Farris. Our sincere appreciation to Abcelera, Acuitas Therapeutics, AstraZeneca, Evonik, Genome BC, Johnson & Johnson, and St. Paul's Foundation and Providence Healthcare. In addition, our technology sponsors, BFL Canada, Chinook Therapeutics, and Stem Cell Technologies. In addition to the awards that have been supported, we also like to thank the generosity of our annual sponsors at this event. Without their support, we would not be able to undertake the many activities we do to advance the sector, profile our members, lead international delegations, and host numerous events and networking opportunities throughout the year. So with that, our platinum sponsors, Abcelera, Acuitas Therapeutics, Admari Bioinnovations, AstraZeneca, Farris, GSK, Innovative Medicines Canada, Janssen, Pfizer, Roche, and Stem Cell Technologies, and our gold supporters, Blake, Merck, and Novartis. In addition, you will see listed our silver and bronze supporters. Thank you all. Every one of these organizations is an integral part of our ecosystem, and so thank you for that and your decades-long support of this of Life Sciences BC. In addition to the awards, tonight we also launch our Business in Vancouver, annual Business in Vancouver Life Sciences BC magazine. This is a snapshot of the sector, BC supporters, stories, research discoveries, a look ahead at what's happening in our sector, A lot of you are profiled in it and your companies, so I hope you enjoy it. There are magazines on the table, and there are other ones around the various rooms. And what you see here is numerous editions from previous years, so they're always a great read. We hope you enjoy them. Lastly, please share this event and celebrate the achievements and the individuals and organizations representing our sector on social media with the hashtag LSBC Awards or our handle @LifeSciencesBC. So let's get started. I'm super excited to be here. And as I reflected on what to say this evening, I was thinking about what sets our sector apart, and two words came to mind: optimism and disruption. Disruptors are the catalysts of transformation, challenging the norms and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Disruptors understand that positive change only comes from innovation, from a research thesis to a discovery, leading to company creation, scale, and seeing the idea, concept, and discovery come to market, ultimately reaching a patient. What can be more rewarding? Many of you have had that thrill. BC is recognized across Canada and globally for our world-class research and science, outpacing the country in discovery and company creation. This has resulted in BC having the fastest growing life sciences sector in the country, which has grown by 26% over the last few years. The growth trajectory remains strong with our sector, poised to continue the pace of discovery, company creation, and job creation. Tonight, we honor these researchers and innovators who are embracing change and daring to dream big. And make no mistake, our winners and all of those here are making an incredible move at changing the world. This year, we gathered, in advance of the award, a group of leaders from across the sector to review our award categories and make sure that they were relevant. 2 new awards have been added: the Scientific Entrepreneurship Award this year, which is highlighting the importance and the leadership of both having research and academic background, or as I say, a foot in that place, and a foot in the business and growing entrepreneurial companies. We are very blessed in BC to have so many people that fall into that category. We also created a category called the Companies to Watch Honor Roll. So these are the companies that have been selected by their peers who are deemed to be the next Company of the Year awards. So we look forward to celebrating them for the first time this year. I want to thank the Awards and Adjudication Committee, who had a very tough job selecting winners. It is a hard job to be on Adjudication Committee, and we're blessed that many of our leaders will take the time to do that. So, as I say, it's an exciting time for the BC life sciences sector. We're on a path to strengthening this sector further with the introduction of the BC Life Sciences and Biomanufacturing Strategy. The BC government's historic 5-pillar framework, led by the Ministry of JEDI, who I think we all know who JEDI is, so I'll keep it short, and the Ministry of Health, was developed in consultation with sector leaders and positions BC as a global hub for life sciences. It recognizes the journey from research through to commercialization, focusing on some of the critical enablers like attracting capital, skills training and talent development, infrastructure, the importance of clinical trials, and ultimately leveraging and scaling companies to create jobs. And as we tackle the challenges of climate change, our province, with a rich history of innovation and with our sector, will be playing a role in addressing some of the many far-reaching health impacts that we're seeing today. Life sciences companies are committed to building climate-responsible manufacturing while producing the products, services, and solutions that are so critical to our healthcare system now and in the future. And in these rooms, filled with brilliant minds, we can see the collective pursuit of innovation to solve complex problems, ultimately benefiting all the British Columbians and beyond. So, now, if you'll let me, I'd like to go back to the disruptors, specifically life sciences disruptors. And even if you don't identify yourself as a disruptor, just work with me on this. I believe that there are a lot of common traits and values that we share. Our goals extend beyond individual achievement. We are truly trying to make the world a better place. We have an entrepreneurial mindset. We believe in excellence, yet we also know that not everything is going to succeed, and that's okay. We have a vision, agility and persistence, passion and a belief in people. And the BC life sciences sector is known for being very connected and a collaborative ecosystem, a system that people often say a rising tide lifts all boats. Our strong track record of life sciences innovation is positively impacting communities around the world. As many of you have heard me say, it takes a village to build a world-class life sciences sector. My bet is on BC. The future is bright with all of you leading the way. Thank you. So, you've heard enough from me, and now I would like to welcome the Honourable Brenda Bailey, British Columbia's Minister of Jobs, Economic Development and Innovation, to say a few words. Minister Bailey has been a great supporter of the life sciences sector and even more broadly the tech sector, and we're honoured to have her here today. For those of you that don't know her, and there's probably few, but I will tell you a little bit about her. Before her election as MLA for Vancouver Falls Creek in 2020, Minister Bailey was a small business person, tech entrepreneur, and change maker. She was named into her JEDI leadership role in December 2022. She's passionate for expanding opportunity and economic innovation and has demonstrated this over a lifetime building new businesses, leading economic development initiatives, and serving the community. She's blazed new trails for women in tech as co-founder of Canada's first woman-owned and operated video game studio. She's helped strengthen and diversify BC's creative tech industry as head of British Columbia's Interactive and Creative Digital Marketing Association, DigiBC. As minister, her focus is on working with businesses, Indigenous, and community leaders to drive the BC government's Stronger BC economic plan forward. Please join me in welcoming Minister Bailey.
Good evening, everyone. It's absolutely splendid to be here with you this evening. Thank you very much, Wendy, for the introduction. I, too, would like to acknowledge that we're here on the territory of the Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh First Nations peoples. I stand here with respect for this land, for the Indigenous people who have and do reside here. I want to thank Life Sciences BC and Farris for presenting this lovely event. Thank you, Wendy, for you and your team, for all your hard work and your extraordinary advocacy. Not just for tonight's festivities, but for being just such an incredible force for this sector. Long before I went into politics, I knew some of the priorities for the life sciences sector because I knew Wendy, and she's a force to be reckoned with. Your vision for a provincial ecosystem where life sciences and health technology organizations thrive is truly shared by our government. With one of the fastest, in fact, the fastest, growing life sciences sector in the country, one of the most exciting parts of my role since becoming Minister of Jobs, Economic Development and Innovation has been to launch BC's first ever life sciences and biomanufacturing strategy. Key to this strategy has been the close consultation we undertook with industry and with academia. Many of you in this room tonight provided valuable insights on ways to open pathways for innovators, for entrepreneurs, for researchers, for anchor companies to innovate and to grow. The resulting strategy aims to build on the incredible work done by all of you and many others throughout our province. We are building on the momentum by investing in people and infrastructure to further strengthen BC's position as a worldwide life sciences hub. Through the new strategy, it's been a big year for investments and partnerships to help advance the life sciences sector in our province. From the National Biomanufacturing Training Center at BCIT that'll help you find the skilled people you need to forge ahead, to the new wet labs and biomanufacturing facilities that will be built in Vancouver with Admare Bioinnovations and in Victoria with Vancouver Island Life Sciences to help emerging companies and creators advance their discoveries. To greater access to innovative therapies, extraordinary local training opportunities, the creation of hundreds of good jobs, that Abcelerat's major expansion at their state-of-the-art biotechnology campus in Vancouver, to an intellectual property strategy to help you protect your innovations and brands, to keep your incredible teams here at home in BC. We're committed to help you to take your discoveries from bench to market to bedside. And there are many more exciting announcements on the horizon. We're just getting started. I want to close by saying I was truly thrilled when I heard that our ministry was named the Strategic Partner of the Year. And I don't want to preempt the award presentation that's coming soon, but please allow me just to give my own shout out to the incredible team from JEDI, led by Paul Pawlowski at the Ministry of Health, Paul Pawlowski in JEDI, and at the Ministry of Health, led by Ian Wrongvay, that helped to develop and launch the life sciences and biomanufacturing strategy. And I heard when I was at Bio this year that it's that partnership between economy and health that really makes our life sciences strategy something with teeth. Thank you for your commitment and your dedication to making it happen. And congratulations to all the winners who will be honored this evening. To all of you in this room who are the movers and shakers, the researchers, the scientists, the entrepreneurs, and the pioneers, you are changing the state of healthcare, improving health outcomes for people, while also creating amazing jobs for people in your cities, in your communities, and in this province we all love so much. Thank you for your hard work and for your ongoing commitment to making BC a global powerhouse for life sciences and innovation. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Bailey, and thank you for all of your support, your kind words. It's a great partnership as we work to build our world-class sector in BC. So now on to why we're here, to celebrate the extraordinary achievements of individuals and companies. We'll begin with our honor roll recognition for this year's inaugural group of companies to watch. To explain this honor and announce the recipients, I'd like to welcome Dr. Michael Parr, Director of Formulation and Process Development at Evonik, to the stage.
Thank you, Wendy. So, as Wendy mentioned, I'm from Evonik. Evonik is known globally as a special materials company in many diverse industries. In the life sciences field, some of you may know that Evonik was a major part of Project Lightspeed in the COVID pandemic rapid response, producing acuitous lipids for the BioNTech Pfizer vaccine. And our Vancouver operations, which itself was a startup in 1993, known as Northern Lipids, now focuses on developing leading-edge gene therapies and vaccine formulations. Our primary role is to bring our early-stage partners through initial preclinical development into our GMP biomanufacturing suites for their clinical candidates, which is why I'm honored to be presenting these awards for this generation of early-stage companies. This year, LSBC has introduced an exciting new recognition category called Companies to Watch, which celebrates the remarkable achievements of early-stage BC-based businesses that have set themselves apart within the life sciences sector. Tonight, we shine a light on our 4 outstanding companies that have made impressive strides in the last year and represent the promise of our sector's future. It's a pleasure to showcase their exceptional accomplishments. This year's honorees for Companies to Watch recognition honor roll are Bold Therapeutics, Gandiva Therapeutics, Scopsis, and Sonic Insights Medical Corporation. A quick description of each company. Bold Therapeutics is a Vancouver-based clinical stage company focused on rapid and efficient development of novel metallotherapeutics. Earlier in 2023, Bold Therapeutics announced positive interim phase 2 results for its lead product, Bold 100, in the treatment of advanced colorectal, biliary tract, and gastric cancers at AACR and ASCO, respectively. Bold Therapeutics expects to initiate a pivotal phase 3 trial in advanced colorectal cancer in 2024, with a potential approval by 2027, as well as numerous parallel phase 2 trials. The next one is headquartered in Burnaby, BC. Gandiva Therapeutics is a precision biotechnology company integrating the power of cryogenic electron microscopy and machine learning to develop differentiated therapeutics by targeting and modulating key protein-protein interactions. Gandiva has a robust preclinical oncology pipeline targeting difficult-to-treat cancers with novel protein interaction modulators, such as interfacial or molecular glues and allosteric inhibitors. Scopesys is commercializing a new single molecule imaging technology called convex lens-induced confinement, or CLIC. This technique offers unprecedented capabilities for measuring individual molecular interactions in their native solvated environment over long times and with high throughput. And finally, Sonic Insights is dedicated to enhancing patient care through innovative diagnostic solutions. The company's flagship product, Velacure, provides physicians with an advanced liver imaging tool in the fight against the growing epidemic of fatty liver disease. Please enjoy this video spotlighting this year's exceptional honorees.
Bold Therapeutics is a Vancouver-based clinical stage biopharmaceutical company that specializes in the development of novel metallotherapeutics. The company's lead asset is Bold 100, a groundbreaking therapeutic currently undergoing phase 2 clinical trials for the treatment of advanced gastrointestinal cancers. Interim results presented at AACR and ASCO have demonstrated remarkably positive efficacy in colorectal, biliary tract, and gastric cancer. Bold Therapeutics remains committed to advancing clinical development in areas with significant unmet medical needs. And that's why Bold Therapeutics is a 2023 LSBC company to watch.
Gandiva Therapeutics is a Vancouver-based precision biotechnology company integrating the power of cryogenic electron microscopy and machine learning to develop differentiated therapeutics by targeting and modulating key protein-protein interactions. Gandiva's structure-guided drug discovery platform encompasses target prediction and validation, hit identification by screening virtual and fragment libraries, and lead optimization. Gandiva has a robust preclinical oncology pipeline targeting difficult-to-treat cancers with novel protein interaction modulators such as interfacial glues and allosteric inhibitors. This exciting technology is why Gandiva Therapeutics is a LSBC 2023 company to watch. Scopesys is a commercial stage developer of disruptive technologies for single molecule imaging and applications in genomic medicine drug development. Scopesys convex lens induced confinement, or CLIC technology, enables high throughput measurements with single molecule resolution. CLIC provides novel analysis capabilities to genomic medicine for the development of RNA, DNA, and nanoparticle-delivered drugs. CLIC technology allows developers to resolve single molecule interactions, improving their ability to engineer their active pharmaceutical ingredients and formulations. And that's why Scopesys is a 2023 LSBC company to watch.
Founded in 2017 in the labs of Robert Rowling and Tim Salkutian at UBC, Sonic Insights has developed a next-generation ultrasound-based liver assessment tool that provides real-time assessments of liver stiffness and attenuation to aid in the management of fatty liver disease, a condition that affects nearly 30% of the global population. Velacure received FDA 510 clearance and launched in 2021. Sonic Insights is currently raising funds to ramp commercialization and expand internationally. And that's why Sonic Insights is a 2023 LSBC company to watch.
I ask that you please hold your applause until I welcome all 4 recipients to the stage to receive their recognition. Please welcome, from Bold Therapeutics, Russell McAllister, President and CEO. From Gandiva Therapeutics, Dr. Sriram Subramaniam, Founder and CEO. From Scopesys, Dr. Sabrina Leslie, Founder and CEO. And finally, from Sonic Insights, Elaine Wandler, Director, Corporate Development. Please join me in congratulating all 4 of our companies to watch.
Congratulations, everyone. Thank you, Michael, for supporting the award and announcing the honorees. We're now moving on to the Emerging Company of the Year. Please welcome Dr. Murray McCutcheon, Senior VP of Partnering from Abcelera, to present the awards.
Thank you, Wendy. It's an honor to stand here with you today representing Abcelera as the sponsor and past recipient of the Emerging Company of the Year Award. What a year it has been for the life sciences. Earlier this year, we were excited to announce our co-investment with the federal and provincial governments to expand our mission of advancing therapies to patients by building a bridge to the clinic. We're incredibly proud to be partnering with the province of BC, specifically Minister Bailey and the Jedi Ministry, and the federal government on this project that will build drug development capabilities and scale up our sector so that the rational choice for Canadian innovators is to develop their therapies here, north of the border. The Emerging Company of the Year Award recognizes a BC-based company that has demonstrated exceptional performance and achieved significant milestones in the past year with a product or technology poised for commercial success. This announcement is particularly special for me and for the entire Abcelera team because we're immensely proud to be a founding partner with this company and to be working together to create new therapies for patients with cancer. This year's Emerging Company of the Year Award winner is Abdera Therapeutics. Abdera Therapeutics Incorporated is a precision oncology company leveraging antibody engineering to design and develop next-generation targeted radiation therapeutics for cancer, one of the most cutting-edge and highly promising areas of drug development. The company is built on their radio-optimized vector engineering, or ROVR platform, which is optimized for the delivery of radioisotopes to selectively destroy tumor cells while sparing healthy cells. Abdera is using this platform to enable the rapid development of a broad range of safe and efficacious best-in-class therapies with tunable PK properties to address a broad range of novel and clinically validated solid tumor targets. The company, technology, and team are purpose-built to attack cancer. Please enjoy this video highlighting Abdera's accomplishments and future goals.
I think, in fact, Abdera is really a unique made in British Columbia story. It's not a coincidence that the company was founded and incubated here. So the 3 co-founders, myself, Adam Judge, and Mike Abrams, all came out of really anchor companies that were in the Vancouver ecosystem over the past 2 decades. I myself spent 12 years at QLT, and Mike Abrams was the founding CEO of Anormed Pharmaceuticals, and Adam Judge was one of the leading scientists at Techmira. And so through the fortunate support from Ed Mare from the very early beginnings of the company in 2018, we began to seek out and find the best technologies possible. And in 2020, we launched Abdera Therapeutics as a company.
Yeah, this award means a lot to us. While I haven't been a part of the BC biotech community for very long, I'm really impressed by the talented group of people there doing really great scientific work. And so I think to be recognized specifically by that peer set is really important to us and makes us really proud of the work that our team has generated so far.
You know, the company has grown rapidly. We're just over 40 employees now and expect to be 50 by the year end. And that's a remarkable trajectory over the past 2 years from our founding in December 2020 when we were 3 employees.
The data that our scientific team has generated in just a couple of years' time has really put us in a position where we have a lot of conviction to get into our first human trials next year.
Our first program is for small cell lung cancer, which is a devastating cancer. But also, we have a pipeline of other products that we're moving along as well. So I'd love to be back here in 5 years from now and tell you about the multiple programs that we're moving through the clinic to really treat high unmet need cancers and bringing hope and conquering cancer in bold new ways. That's our mantra. Every person in this company gets up and believes that they can do that, and only through each person giving their all are we going to be able to do that. So I can't wait to come back and tell you in 5 years that we've done that.
Please join me in welcoming Dr. Lana James, Senior VP of Operations, to the stage.
Gosh, thank you so much. On behalf of the entire Abdera team, both in Vancouver and now in Menlo Park, I'm honored to be standing up here on behalf of all of our team to say thank you so much for really honoring us as a company and recognizing the hard work that we've been putting in over the past few years. I also want to thank from the outset the entire LSBC team and Wendy, who put on this amazing event every year, as well as all of the sponsors who make it happen. And of course, thank you to Murray McCutcheon, who's been for his kind words and also has been just an amazing partner along with the rest of the Abdera team since we really launched this company. A little bit of background, as the video said, I think this is a really great example of what the BC and Canadian ecosystem can really build as a company. As I said, it's no coincidence that we were founded here, and this is truly a built-in BC company, and I'll tell you why. You know, 2023 was really an exciting year for us, and we have to pinch ourselves that we're standing up here as the company being the Emerging Company of the Year award. I'd like to say when we started the company that we knew we'd be here, but as everyone knows, when you're developing drugs and advancing therapies, it's really a hair's width between success and failure on any given day in the company, but we keep getting up and trying to do it every day. You know, we fully came out of stealth in 2023. Before then, we kept our head down and we were busy doing work, but we were really excited in April to come out of stealth and announce under our new CEO, Lori Lyons-Williams in the Bay Area, who had joined the company in May of 2022. We had the chance to introduce our entire team, our expanded team, both here and in the United States, and then also to explain about the deep investment commitment that we had from just some great investors and company builders, both in Canada and the United States. You know, in 2018, going back a little bit, I joined CDRD, now Admari Bioinnovations, to help them. They, and under Gordon McCauley's leadership, had the insight to say, you know what, Vancouver is an amazing place to build a radiotherapeutics company. All of the pieces are here. And we, fortunately, CDRD Admare was willing to put the time in and give us the time to grow and to put together the right elements to build this company. And those elements are really a great founding technology that we could have conviction around to build out this company and work hard around that. And secondly, we brought in great founding members, as I mentioned. Adam Judge, Mike Abrams, David Main, Kama Lam had also been incubating radiopharmaceuticals ideas. So we joined forces like we do in Canada and BC. We join forces together and we're stronger when we come together. And then we found great partners. And of course, Murray referenced from the very outset, before we were even a company and had any offices, the Abcellera team believed in us and believed what we were trying to do. And we're so grateful for that. And then finally, great investors. Admare brought us our seed round, and then we were able to, and I'm very proud of this, our Series A round was a syndicate of investors, all from British Columbia. And that was led by Amplitude Ventures and Versant Ventures, and then also had participation and support from Admare, from Abcellera, and Northview Ventures. It's a lot of A's in one company, and sometimes if I mix them up, forgive me. I won't go on much longer, but and I think Murray did a beautiful job in describing the technology, so I won't describe it again. But what I will say is, for a long time, there have been three tenets or pillars of cancer treatment: chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery. And we really believe in the power of radiation therapy, and with the power of precision oncology, now marrying those two, we feel this is the right time. And I think that the industry is showing that. It truly has become really an emerging technology and modality in the armament against for the treatment of cancer. There are many people to thank who helped get us here. As Wendy said, it takes a village. And I'd like to just name a few folks. I already mentioned Admare Bioinnovations, who provided funding and, importantly, lab space, so that we at the company could focus on generating science and data that would help drive fundraising, innovation, and further, platform proof of concept for us. It's so critical that when companies are emerging, they have access to great people and great space. And not only did they let us move in, but they also let us borrow a lot of their scientists. And that meant we hit the road running and we were generating data from day one. In fact, our 4 first employees in this company are here tonight: Raja Viswas, Alex Mandel, Emma Cummins, and Shona White, and they are very much co-founders of this company, as are so many of the scientists at Admare Bioinnovations over the years, and I want to thank them. Of course, we wouldn't be here as well without the support of Amplitude Ventures and Versant Ventures. Nancy Harrison and Allison Tai have been sitting on our board, and they're not just investors, but they're company builders. And of course, Versant, through the strong support from Gerald Davis, Joel Drury, Marcus Enzelberger, who continue to help us build this creative company and really help us drive, through their expertise in radiotherapy, the path forward. And then, of course, Abcellera. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention everything that they've brought and the amazing group of scientists there. Just to name a few: Christopher Williamson and Sherry Duncan, Justina Pileka, and so many more. So in closing, I'd just like to say that, we have an amazing team here in Vancouver, and it's always about the people. And I want to personally thank, and I'm sure all of the management does, so many of the people who've been willing to entrust their careers and join us on this journey. There's about 20 young scientists here in the next room, so when you see them, give them a shout out. I'll just close by saying the hard work has just begun for us. We're the emerging company of the year. We have a lot of work to do still. But what I wanted to say is, a great quote from a leading Harvard physician who was a world leader in leukemia in the 1950s, William Castle, who really said, "Cancer, its palliation is a daily task, its cure is a fervent hope." And we hope every day by getting up and coming to work and working really hard that we can impact the lives of people affected by this disease. So thank you on behalf of the entire management team and team.
Okay, thank you, Murray, and congratulations to the entire Abdera Therapeutics team, and thank you, Lana, for your speech. Okay, yes, another round of applause. Not only is it extraordinary what they're doing, but as the non-scientist in the room, I asked Lana to explain to me what radiotherapeutics was, and to my shock, I actually understand what it is. So she's also, not only is she a brilliant scientist, but she's very good at dumbing down science for the layman people around. Our next award of the evening is the Strategic Partner of the Year Award, which is supported by St. Paul's Foundation and Providence Healthcare. Please join Fiona Dalton, President and CEO of Providence Healthcare, to come and present the award.
Thank you so much, Wendy. This award recognises an organisation that has consistently contributed to the success of companies within the BC life sciences sector throughout the year. It celebrates this organisation's impact on the sector and their active collaborations throughout BC. This year's Strategic Partner of the Year Award is the Government of British Columbia's Ministry of Jobs, Economic Development and Innovation, JEDI. So, as I think most people know in the room, JEDI manages all the government programs and services to support the strong and diverse economy that we all enjoy and need for a sustainable, clean, secure and fair future. Supporting the growth of BC's tech sector, championing an innovation across the economy, nurturing small businesses, economic development and promoting BC internationally. In February 2022, the Ministry launched the ambitious Stronger BC Economic Plan, a long-term strategy that focuses on clean and inclusive growth for our province, supporting people and families, building resilient communities, and advancing true and meaningful reconciliation with Indigenous peoples. And really crucially, as part of this Stronger BC Economic Plan, the Ministries of Health and JEDI jointly released the Life Sciences and Biomanufacturing Strategy to position BC as a worldwide life sciences hub. And I do truly believe that the importance of this strategy cannot be overstated. We all completely believe and know how important it is to have this robust and thriving life sciences strategy, but the provincial government's leadership signals how seriously it takes this sector. And the strategy rightly envisaged that it will take the coordinating efforts of all partners, public, private, government, academic, to fully recognise the potential that we have in this province. It's a really exciting vision, and I'm so delighted that JEDI is being rightly recognised through this award. And on a personal note, I want to thank JEDI for acknowledging the importance of Providence Healthcare and Providence Research's vision for this sector. Their strategy document features the innovation hub we have planned for the new St. Paul's Hospital and Health Campus. In this space, we'll have all the facilities to support research and innovation, from idea to commercialisation, including the potential to conduct all phases of clinical trials in a state-of-the-art building directly connected to the hospital. And we truly believe that through working in collaboration with the province, academic and industry partners, and of course our incredible fundraising partner, St. Paul's Foundation, we can help accelerate the growth of the life sciences sector even further. And now we have a video to hear from local leaders about JEDI's impact on the sector in the last year.
The Government of British Columbia is supporting the growth of anchor companies in our province. They're investing in projects that are meaningful and will grow a sustainable life sciences ecosystem.
Earlier this year, the BC government launched the first ever Life Sciences and Biomanufacturing Strategy. This strategy positions BC as a global hub for life sciences and biomanufacturing and has been recognized across the country as one of the strongest provincial strategies that exists today.
So having the courage to provide the leadership on that front, and again, spend so much time with leaders throughout the industry identifying exactly what was necessary, where would it make sense, how would it make sense, etc. That's a big development along with the strategy.
History has shown that successful jurisdictions like Boston have had both elements of world-class biotechnology sector and a strong governmental support and partnership. With JEDI's commitment, we finally have the two key elements for success.
Recently, the Government of British Columbia, JEDI, and Accelera announced a very meaningful co-investment with the Government of Canada to build drug development capabilities that will help to advance medicines to treat patients, create jobs, and foster innovation.
And of course, to build a new wet lab facility in Vancouver, 35,000 square feet, to find homes for those emerging companies that are the Acceleras or the Xenons of the future.
This co-investment is a great example of how JEDI has worked across government and industries, breaking down silos and encouraging the commitment across all parties.
JEDI has demonstrated incredible commitment, collaboration, consultation, and leadership in support of British Columbia's life sciences sector over the past 3 years, and last year in particular.
By being an integrated partner, JEDI has been able to identify specific areas where they can support life sciences to be a leading pillar in the province's economy.
BC Life Sciences and Biomanufacturing Strategy provides the core framework for us to grow our BC ecosystem into a world-class center and to provide a strong, innovative, and inclusive economy for everyone in British Columbia.
Truly very worthy winners. And accepting the award on behalf of JEDI, I'd like to welcome Paul Pulowski, Assistant Deputy Minister.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Fiona, for the introduction. It's an honor to accept this award on behalf of the Ministry of Jobs, Economic Development, and Innovation. When I look at what we did with the life sciences and biomanufacturing strategy, it's actually a result of the dedication of a lot of the people in this room. You guys provided us with the ideas in order to allow us to bring something meaningful forward, and as far as I'm concerned, this award really belongs to you as well. We simply put together the building blocks. And I think the result is something that we should all be proud of. It's a strategy that advances innovation, healthcare outcomes, and high-quality jobs. And these are all things that will enhance the standard of living for British Columbians. There's too many people to thank, but I specifically wanted to acknowledge the teams at the Ministry of Health, Post-Secondary and Future Skills, as well as Life Sciences BC for their support as the strategy evolved. And at JEDI, my team, Maya, Cecile, Todd, and Nicole, they were the boots on the ground that engaged with a lot of people in this room for over a year, so I wanted to thank them as well. And of course, our Deputy Minister Fazil and Bobby Plekas before him both saw the value of the work that we were doing and really got behind it. And really thanks to Minister Bailey and to Minister Dix who championed the strategy and really leaned in to make sure that it unlocked the value and the potential of the amazing work that the life sciences sector is doing here in British Columbia. So I wanted to thank you again, and I look forward to engaging with the people in this room further as we continue to move forward and build on what we've done so far.
Thank you, Fiona, and thank you to the JEDI team. And a big thanks to Paul for your acceptance speech. Paul's not exactly comfortable being in the limelight, and Paul, you would never have known. So thank you for that, and thank you for your collaboration. With that, I am going to take a break for dinner, so we'll see you at 8. All right, so let's get started, because I know everybody wants to keep networking and connecting with people, but we are here to celebrate some extraordinary individuals, so let's keep doing that. I hope you've enjoyed dinner and had an opportunity to connect with others. And don't forget about the networking reception next door to meet those. We're jumping right in. The next award is the Milton Wong Community Leadership Award. This award is sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. Unfortunately, the individual who is going to present the award has had a family emergency and is unable to attend. So I'm going to present the award on their behalf, which is a little ironic because I worked for J&J for 12 years, but there you go. Recognizing the extraordinary contribution that Milton Wong made to the sector and community, this award celebrates an individual who's made an exceptional contribution to the development and advancement of BC's life sciences community, whether they are from within or outside the sector. It recognizes their accomplishments in fostering connections, enabling innovation, building a strong community, while driving growth and advancement across the ecosystem. The winner of the Milton Wong Community Leadership Award is Dr. Haig Farris. Dr. Farris, a pioneering entrepreneur with an LLM from the University of Pennsylvania and an honorary doctorate from UBC, co-founded the financial consulting firm Brown, Farris & Jefferson, and in addition, Ventures West. Since 1990, as president of Fractal Capital Corporation, he's been a driving force behind early-stage financing of tech startups, including D-Wave Systems, Bycast, Zymeworks, Datum Telegraphic, and TechX Resources. Dr. Farris shared his entrepreneurial expertise as an adjunct professor at UBC for over a decade. He's chaired numerous advisory committees and boards in science and technology, including Genome BC, Triumph Innovations, and the BC Technology Industry Association. A celebrated speaker and author, he co-founded Science World BC. Honored as an officer of the Order of Canada and inducted into the BC Business Hall of Fame, Dr. Farris's illustrious career and dedication to innovation and community service have forever shaped Canada's tech and science landscape. Please enjoy this video that provides insight into Dr. Farris's impact on the community.
My grandmother, who came to Vancouver when she got married in 1903. She started the University Women's Club 4 years later because she was one of the first women in Canada to have a master's degree and was an educator. And she was upset with the fact that there was not a university here, so she formed the University Women's Club, which became kind of the moving force for the formation of UBC. If you find something that's of interest to you, you should really focus on that in a volunteer sense, like you would in your business or your family. I think exposing children and grandchildren to not only your business or academic world, but your volunteer world is a really important thing. Once you get started on something, if you're passionate about it, all of a sudden a lot of doors open, and you end up meeting people in different worlds than your own, and all of a sudden you have a network that you never had before. Well, it means a lot. Milt was a pioneer in many different fields. He broke the Chinese barrier in a lot of cultural institutions in Vancouver, many different charities that he got involved with. I mean, Milt was unbelievable at attracting people. You know, he always found a way to get something started and then let somebody else do it. He was famous for that. I do a lot of mentoring of young people. You meet a lot of really interesting people you wouldn't otherwise, and it makes your life a lot richer. I always get excited about ideas that often seem crazy, things that people say can't be done, like quantum computing and all sorts of projects I've been involved with in my life. Well, yes, I think CDL history will show it to be one of the most powerful creative organizations that Canada's ever developed. It's more the thrill of doing it, meeting all these young companies, helping them take the next step, introducing them to investors, introducing them to new potential customers. It's just unbelievable how much stuff gets done because of that volunteer effort and charitable sort of culture. So I think that's very important.
Please join me in welcoming the extraordinary Dr. Haig Farris.
Well, they say behind every successful man stands a surprised mother-in-law. That's true. My old friend Cecil Green, who was the founder of Texas Instrument and a great supporter of UBC, when he had a crowd like this, and he was a captured audience, he'd say, "Close the doors, I feel a long speech coming on." Anyhow, I'm very pleased and thankful for this award, and I thank the committee for considering me and choosing to give me this award. Milt was a very close friend. He was a unique individual, as I've mentioned in my remarks in the video. His contributions on a volunteer basis were legendary in many, many different fields. And it's nice to be able to kind of follow in his footsteps, which even though he was a couple of years younger than I am, I always regarded Milt as a mentor because he always had good things and useful things to say and help guide. He was an early investor in Ventures West and was a very strong supporter of us as we developed the company. We worked closely together on Science World and the Capital Campaign under our leader, Barbara Brink. And at a Christmas party at Barbara's house when things weren't going well and we were having a terrible fight with the provincial government about getting the Globe, everybody was down and it looked like maybe we were going to strike out. So Milt, who'd had a couple of glasses of wine and always went very pink when that happened, he said, "I listened to this stuff long enough." He said, "I'll give you $7,000 a month for 10 months so you can have build an organization, then let's get rolling." And that's what he did, and that money was very key. And then when we started to actually raise the capital to rebuild Science World, Milt introduced me to several of his clients. One was a guy who was in the construction business, George Poole, that moved to Vancouver. And we had been told by the Vancouver Foundation that they would give us $250,000 for an endowment if we could match it. Well, trying to get $250,000 where there's no recognition is not the easiest thing in the world to do. So Milt invited George Poole to lunch at Science World, and if you've all walked up the ramp to the theater, partway up there's a little flat spot where you can look down False Creek, where we had a table so we could have a nice little lunch with a view. So in the course of it, George said to me, "Well, what can I do for you?" And I said, "Well, the Vancouver Foundation has offered us $250,000 if we could match it." He said, "I'll do that," just like that. And next day we got a check for $250,000. I did that again with George in the UBC library, and he again was responsible. Anyhow, this is a crowd that I don't need to talk about the importance of giving money, because a lot of people in this room give a lot of money. But the thing that's really as important or more important is to mentor young people. You know, they're our future. We're seeing them today in all these companies. And mentoring young people, I've found, because I spend probably a third of my time doing that, is absolutely as rewarding as anything I've ever done. Watching people sort of emerge from sort of obscurity to really important people in their community, whatever they are involved with, is a very satisfying thing. So I encourage everybody in this room to make sure that you spend some time mentoring young people to help them take their journeys. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, a bit taller than me. Congratulations. What an extraordinary commitment to our community and legacy that you are leaving. I sit on the Science World Board, so I really appreciate hearing all the work that many leaders many years ago went to put it and bring it where it is today. There's still a lot of work to do for Science World, but we're on the right track. Our next award is the Genome BC Scientific Excellence Award. This award is supported by Genome BC, and it's my pleasure to introduce Kauser Samli, Vice Chair of the Board of Genome BC, who will present the award.
Thank you, Wendy. British Columbia, we have a lot to be proud of, not least of which is the outstanding slate of recipients that we are recognizing tonight. For those of you who may not know or be familiar with Genome British Columbia, we are a not-for-profit organization that facilitates world-class genomics research and innovation to support a globally competitive life sciences ecosystem and sector, delivering sustainable benefits to BC, Canada, and beyond. We are dedicated to improving the lives of British Columbians by advancing healthcare, addressing environmental and national resource challenges. Genome BC has generated over $1.3 billion of investment into our province. Our early investments have benefited some of Canada's largest life sciences companies, and we are increasingly focused on advancing the translation and commercialization of genomics and related technologies. Our unique industry innovation program, for example, helps BC-based companies develop, scale, and get to market their innovative life sciences technologies, filling a key funding gap and providing a path to success. Genome BC is also dedicated to the integration of genomics into society and fostering an understanding and appreciation of the life sciences among policymakers, educators, students, and the public. We are incredibly proud of our role in building BC's life sciences sector and thrilled to see the achievements of our partners. Therefore, we are also equally as delighted to recognize local excellence here in British Columbia. As with this award, which honors a British Columbian who has received significant national or international recognition in the field of genomics, including bioinformatics and systems biology. They have displayed a commitment to collaborative and interdisciplinary research and have multiple successful and key efforts utilizing original techniques or research methods in relevant fields. This year's winner of the Genome BC Scientific Excellence Award is Dr. Laura Arbour. Dr. Laura Arbour is a professor in the Department of Medical Genetics at the University of British Columbia and an affiliate professor in the Division of Medical Sciences at the University of Victoria. Trained as both a pediatrician and a clinical geneticist, she has been addressing the genetic determinants of health with Indigenous populations for more than 2 decades. Through her UBC Community Genetics Research Program, she has focused on rare single-gene disorders and complex conditions, in partnership with the First Nations of BC and Inuit of Nunavut. Her clinical practice in Victoria, BC, and various outreach sites across BC involve rare genetic disease diagnosis with a focus on cardiogenetics. Her partnership in research on long QT syndrome with a First Nations community of northern BC led to the concept and initiation of the BC Inherited Arrhythmia Program for all British Columbians with inherited arrhythmias, ongoing since 2013. Currently, she is the project lead with co-leads Dr. Wasserman and Dr. Nadine Caron for the Genome BC, Genome Canada, CIHR-funded large-scale applied research project, Silent Genomes, addressing inequity in genomic diagnosis for Indigenous patients of Canada. Now, without further ado, let's enjoy a video highlighting the work of Dr. Arbour.
Community genetics is really the big picture of integrating what we know of genetics and genomics into healthcare, and that's including epidemiology, technology, functional studies, what the genes are doing, how they're interacting with each other. And the focus of that is improving health for the community and seeing it from their perspective, what is important to them. the origin of the research is when I was working at residency in pediatrics, and I was exposed then to healthcare in Nunavut with the Inuit. And that time there was a question as to why there was a higher rate of congenital heart malformation. So that started my career, really sort of understanding that a lot of genetics in Indigenous populations had not been explored as well as it could be. I was able to start a path towards a career really in community genetics, and especially focusing on Indigenous populations. We developed a collaborative project together where there's a continuous conversation, and we've now been doing CHR-funded research for more than 20 years in that specific area, understanding the natural history of cardiogenetics, of long QT syndrome, of what it means for children, what it means for adults. And that is a big part of the work that I do, and actually informed the development of the BC Inherited Arrhythmia Program. We could bring this across the country in a way that builds infrastructure for the diagnosis of genetic disease, which has been unfortunately left out at times. So this brings us right back to community genetics and what it means. Community genetics really means we're applying this for all, and we're understanding who may not be getting access. The Silent Genomes Project has brought a profile to the work that needs to get done. This is only one small piece of the work that needs to be done. As tough as it is, and there has been no part of this that has been easy, as tough as it has come together. It is successful. It needs to be sustainable. This is just the first piece of it.
Please join me in welcoming Dr. Laura Arbour to the stage.
Thank you so much. This is such an honor. Thanks to Life Sciences BC, to Genome BC, for all of the support. I want to say thanks to Catalina. I wish she could be here for all of the work and encouragement that she gave us along the way. So I am so honored, so privileged to actually have done the work that I've done for the last 30 years. I believe that I have gained more than what I could have ever given. This has been an incredible journey. Partnership, especially with the Gitxsan population, the Gitxsan community for over 20 years, and the research at many levels that we've been able to carry out with them, and the continuous conversation that happens. Again, the Silent Genomes Project helps bring the profile to say across the country, this is what's needed, and it's gained a lot of attention, and we appreciate that. I am so grateful to the mentors that I've had. Charles Scriver is one that I would like to mention. He was probably Canada's first community geneticist, and he taught me the importance of community engagement. He taught that community engagement goes along with excellent research, and he taught that it is the PI who does the community engagement, because that's what you would normally do with your collaborators and your scientific collaborators. And so I've followed that model, which has been the right model. Here at UBC, I came here to UBC in '97. A whole lot of people there recognized that this work that was being done at McGill could continue on in BC. And I appreciated in particular Sylvie Langlois, who was my clinical head, who allowed me to do the research, not actually the clinical work in the outreach area, so I could start to develop relationships there. Jan Friedman, who's here in the audience, and not to, of course, neglect Rob McMaster, who's our Vice Dean of Research in the Faculty of Medicine, and his extremely important role in encouraging me along the way in those early grants that I was writing, investigatorships and CHR grants, and that means a lot. And so for Rob, I owe a lot of this to you. I have this card just in case I forget what to say, but I actually can't read my writing, so it's not really helpful. I have so many colleagues that are part of this work. Everybody, this has been said over and over again, that this is work that takes a village to complete. And my colleagues throughout, of course, my long QT research, all other research, have all different expertise. I wanted to also mention my colleague here, Wyeth Wasserman, who's played a hugely important role in the Silent Genomes Project. This was his vision. He was the one who made the first call. So this is really the project that he wanted to see evolve, and he's certainly doing an amazing job with it, and will continue on with it long after I'm no longer here, I believe. My students, of course, we've heard that, the importance of the students. They are the ones who teach us. And I want to tell you one personal note, one personal story. Go back to the early 1980s. I was working as a nurse. I was newly divorced. I was accompanying my mom to a medical appointment. I was in Windsor, Ontario, thinking about moving to Toronto. And we were sitting in the waiting room, and she leaned over to me and she said, "Why didn't you become a doctor?" And that's not something I would have ever thought of at that time. So I believe that this award is really to all those mothers who whisper to their daughters, this is something you can do. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Genome BC, and big congratulations to Dr. Laura Arbour. Wise words and very important work that you are doing. Our next award is one of our new awards, the Scientific Entrepreneurship Award. This award is supported by Acuitas and will be presented on behalf of the Acuitas team by Dr. Ying Tam, CSO.
First of all, thank you so much for the introduction. I want to say that Acuitas Therapeutics is extremely proud to sponsor the Life Sciences BC Scientific Entrepreneurship Award, particularly because innovation, which is so much a seminal part of entrepreneurship, is also at the heart of who we are at Acuitas. For those of you who don't know us, Acuitas is a biotechnology company that is focused exclusively on developing lipid nanoparticle delivery systems to enable nucleic acid-based medicines. Indeed, if you've received the COVID-19 vaccine Comirnaty, you'll know in a real way the role that our LNPs play in enabling mRNA to perform its really important and often life-saving role. As a global leader in the development of lipid nanoparticles, we work with partners to bring new medicines to the clinic and beyond in a very wide range of, to address a very wide range of unmet clinical need. And I think that tells us this is a very exciting time to be an entrepreneur. And in that vein, this award celebrates an exceptional scientific entrepreneur from one of BC's research institutions who has founded one or more successful businesses to bring innovation to the market to address an unmet medical need. Additionally, this award celebrates a winner who actively mentors an emerging group of scientists to foster the growth of the next generation of successful entrepreneurs. And finally, this award celebrates leadership, which has significantly advanced the sector. And in a summary to all of that, I'm thrilled to announce that the winner of this year's Scientific Entrepreneur Award is Dr. Peter Zandstra. Dr. Zanstra's work focuses on the progression of regenerative medicine and immunotherapy. His education includes B.Eng in chemical engineering from McGill University, a PhD in chemical engineering and biotechnology from the University of British Columbia, and a postdoctoral fellowship in bioengineering from MIT. His research, which incorporates engineering design principles, computational modeling, and stem cell biology, is geared towards understanding the mechanisms that control cell fate. And as well, he is developing new therapeutic strategies for diseases such as cancer and autoimmunity. His lab has produced over 170 peer-reviewed publications, which in turn have garnered almost 22,000 citations. And he has developed commercially applicable technologies for gene and cell therapies. Recognized with over 30 awards, including membership in the Order of Canada, Dr. Zanstra's exceptional influence can maybe be most profoundly seen through his students and his postdoctoral fellows who have succeeded in a variety of sectors as their careers have progressed. What an amazing legacy to help others build careers which in turn advance human health. Beyond his academic collaborations, he has co-founded the Center for Commercialization of Regenerative Medicines, Medicine by Design, and he has also been seminal in helping to establish UBC's School of Biomedical Engineering, all of which have demonstrated his commitment to interdisciplinary research and promoting Canadian science and engineering globally. Please enjoy this video that highlights Dr. Zanstra's work in his own words.
My lab's interested in the development of functional blood cells from stem cells, focused on kind of understanding how cells make cell-fate decisions during that process, as well as developing technologies that take advantage of that knowledge through either scale-up or added functionalization of those cells using cell engineering. I think one of the things that we've seen over the years is how really good science is the foundation of important new ideas which then move forward and have an impact on society. It's interesting because I'm a bioengineer by training, and translational research is really part of engineering, which is how do you apply your technologies to improve humankind and have those applications. And in the biotech space, it's no different, really. There's fantastic opportunities. Yeah, it's a fantastic honor, first of all, to be recognized by my peers this way. I think like any award, it's really an award that requires contributions from many people. The types of organizations that I've worked with, the Center for CCRM, the SBME, the companies that we've created, I've all learned a little bit from each one of them, and to be able to take that forward and to be able to be part of that process and to celebrate that process, I think is really important. I'm most proud of the people that have come through my lab and being able to observe the impact that they're having. Many of the organizations that I helped co-create are now great places where those people are showing leadership and really bringing forward the next stages of development in the biotech ecosystem. Science is hard. Entrepreneurship in science is really hard. And if you're not really enjoying what you're doing and you're not thrilled by the work you're trying to do, it's going to be an uphill battle. So that's one. The second one is ask big questions. The fields don't get moved forward by incremental advances, and I think these are the exciting ones to approach. But with that foundation in mind, you can work towards really having an impact.
I'd like to invite Peter to the stage to receive his just desserts.
Wow. Firstly, thank you very much for this really incredible honor. Life Sciences BC's vision for a Scientific Entrepreneurship Award, I think, is very important for our community. I'm deeply humbled to be the inaugural recipient, and really to share this special moment with the amazing other co-awardees that were on stage today. Laura and Haig are really inspirational, and it's really a thrill to be here. Reflecting on the concept of scientific entrepreneurship and the essence of this award, I'm really genuinely excited about the catalytic effect that recognitions like this can have on efforts within our community. There are many things that inspire scientific entrepreneurship. For me, it primarily revolves around two aspects: the responsibility that we hold as funded scientists and engineers to play a role in helping translate the discoveries and innovations from our labs to society and ultimately to patients. And secondly, to contribute to building our ecosystem and providing career paths in Canada, in British Columbia, and opportunities for the outstanding individuals that come through our lab and our organizations. It's also worth pausing for a moment to contemplate what scientific entrepreneurship means and how it has evolved over the years. I believe the shifts in the research endeavor at universities over the last 2 decades, involving greater independence and responsibilities at the individual faculty lab level, although really challenging from many perspectives, are playing a role in teaching our academic scientists and engineers to become entrepreneurs as part of the academic process. I think this will have an interesting effect over the next little while. I've been fortunate to learn over many years from experts and inevitably from making many mistakes. I'm grateful for the experience I've gained working hand in hand with the organizations I helped co-found, from the not-for-profit CCRM to Canadian biotech ventures such as Excelthera, Notch, and now Apiary Therapeutics. Oh, Apiary is in stealth, I wasn't supposed to say that. Beyond these more traditional scientific entrepreneurship efforts, I'm incredibly enthusiastic about the impact the UBC School of Biomedical Engineering is making on our ecosystem. Amongst the many challenges in venture creation and entrepreneurship, some important ones include access to talent and infrastructure. In partnership with a formidable leadership team at the SBME, some of which are here today, and with visionary support from leaders at UBC, such as James Olson and Dermot Kelleher, and the BC government at various levels, we're really excited about the progress we're making and look forward to welcoming you to our new building, Canada's first purpose-built biomedical engineering infrastructure, in early 2025. Lastly, there are a few special acknowledgements I'd like to make. First, to my lab and lab alumni. Working closely with the smart and passionate trainees on exciting research projects has been a significant source of enjoyment during my complicated professional life. Secondly, I'm delighted to acknowledge and thank my spouse, Nancy, who's here today, and it's tough to get her to work events. Her partnership, support, and consistently invaluable insights have been indispensable throughout my career and for our family. To everyone here, thank you very much for this recognition.
There are a lot of tall people in this sector. Congratulations, Peter. As you said, you are the inaugural recipient, and you have certainly set a high bar for future recipients. And as if Peter isn't busy enough, he joined the LSBC board on Tuesday, so we'll be sure to keep him busy there too. We are moving on to dessert, so we're going to take a short break again, stretch your legs, meet new friends, connect with old friends, and we'll see you soon. Okay, so we're going to get back started. I am super thrilled that everybody's having a great time connecting with each other, because that's really what this is about. But we also have 3 awards left to give out. And then I promise you, you will not hear from me again after that. Oh, I know, that's so sad. But you got your beer. Okay, so our next award is the Don Ricks Lifetime Achievement Award, and presenting this award is Derek Badger, Senior Manager, Payer and Engagement and Strategic Partnerships from AstraZeneca. Derek, please come to the stage.
Thank you, Wendy. What a great night, and congratulations to all the winners so far. At AstraZeneca Canada, science is in our DNA and at the core of everything we do. As one of the country's leading biopharmaceutical companies, we are a science-led organization that pushes the boundaries of science to deliver life-changing medicines and transform the treatment of diseases like asthma, diabetes, breast cancer, and many more. This unwavering belief and focus on the power of science is why I'm excited to announce the winner of this year's award. This award acknowledges an exceptional scientific entrepreneur from BC's research and scientific institutions, celebrating their remarkable contributions to life sciences throughout their career. Recipients of this award have showcased a lasting positive influence on the sector at both provincial and national levels, distinguishing themselves from their peers. They've exhibited robust leadership, served as an inspiration to others, guided newcomers in the life sciences arena, and triumphed over challenges in their path. This year's winner of the Dr. Don Ricks Lifetime Achievement Award is Noel Hall. Starting his biomedical career as a pharmaceutical sales representative in South London, Noah was lucky to be mentored by creative, intelligent senior executives who instilled the importance of implementing a commercial strategy early in the development process. When Noel moved his family to BC in 1999, he recognized biotech startups could get greater value for their ideas by commercializing their own technologies and not partnering too early. He started consulting with companies in BC on their commercial and business development strategies. It was during his time on the board of the Canadian Genetic Diseases Network that he became intrigued by the lack of development of medicines for orphan diseases. Working with two other CGDN board members, he conceptualized a new business model to accelerate drug development for rare diseases. Espriva went on to become one of the great success stories of the BC biotech scene. The Espriva experience demonstrated that it is possible to retain and recruit great people in British Columbia, and left Noel passionate about growing a vibrant biotech sector with the confidence to commercialize its own technologies. He has founded 6 BC companies, been an early board member and investor to numerous others, and mentor for many more, including in the agricultural biotechnology sector through the Creative Destruction Lab. Please enjoy this video that highlights Mr. Hall's approach to his many accomplishments.
Well, when I first came to BC, it was 1999, and I first started to get involved with the BC, life sciences community. The thing, that was apparent to me right from the get-go was just how collaborative the community was. And I didn't appreciate it then, but I certainly became aware that Don Ricks was very much a part of this culture of collaboration and of giving back, and that if you were successful with your company, there was almost an expectation that you reinvest back into the next generation of companies and not just give your money, but give your time and do your mentorship. And I think Don realized that in order to achieve the full potential of the life sciences community here, we had to collaborate. We had to give back. We had to support that next generation of companies coming through. But there's 2 mentors, I think, that really stand out for me when I first came to BC. One's Michael Hayden and one's Haig Farris. Haig Farris was one of the investors that I've co-invested with now on numerous deals. Haig and I sit on the board together of lots of companies, and he has introduced me to many people that I've interacted with. It's deeply humbling that I'm receiving this award at the very time that Haig is receiving the Milt Wong Award, and it's a real honor to be receiving this award alongside Haig.
He's a great strategic thinker. He's a great negotiator, and he's very good with people. He just loves to do this kind of thing and actually build the infrastructure and the corporate talent around British Columbia.
You know, 20 years ago, most companies would think about partnering too early because they didn't have that confidence, they didn't have that infrastructure. And today, I think the picture is very different. So I think in accepting this award, I feel like I'm holding it up there for all the commercial people that play an integral role in making biomedical discoveries the success that they are. Sometimes innovation in any industrial sector happens away from where the traditional centers of excellence are. So, you know, the Tesla is not based in Detroit. And I think sometimes that kind of innovative thinking happens away from traditional clusters because the mentors say, well, you can't do that, or we tried that 10 years ago and that doesn't work, or that didn't work then. You don't get that thinking out here on the West Coast. You get, well, why not? Why can't we do this? And I want to see that kind of breakout thinking continuing in this province, because I think it will.
Please help me in welcoming Noel Hall to the stage.
Well, thank you, Life Sciences BC, for this award. It's deeply humbling, and I would just like to congratulate all of the award winners tonight. It's an honor to be part of this community, to be recognized tonight. I also wanted to recognize all of the previous winners of the Don Ricks Award. I see Simon is in the room tonight, and Simon was the recipient last year. And if I'm being honest, I probably know that I'm not receiving this award for my profound discoveries on the research side. I do have my name on a few patents, but in all seriousness, I feel that this award is really honoring, I think, the role that commercial people play in biomedical discoveries. And I think I am probably the first recipient of this award who truly comes into this very much from a commercial perspective. And I think it's a recognition of how our sector has matured and how we now have that confidence to take our technologies much further. Because as I said in the video, when I turned up here in the province in 2000, the traditional biotech business model was to get to phase 2 if you can and then partner it out. And I don't think we were fully capturing the inherent value of our technology, and I think that's changed tremendously today because we have the infrastructure. We have the confidence. We now have commercial people who are building their careers here in the province who are choosing, to relocate to BC. And we also have the investors here who understand the idea of going long and really trying to capture that value down the road. And I will tell you that when I came here and emigrated to Canada in 97 and then moved out to the West Coast in 2000, I looked around for companies that would kind of utilize my kind of career experience because I'd come in my late 30s. I was very much a pharma marketing guy, and I'd done a lot of work in commercial strategy development, worked with many companies, helping them take their assets from phase 2 all the way through to commercialization. And there really wasn't an obvious career path for me. And ironically, I have to admit that I actually applied to be the executive director of Life Sciences BC. And quite rightly, given the fact that I had no experience doing that kind of role, they turned me down. And as they say in life, necessity is the mother of invention. So I had to really go about thinking about, well, what was I going to do with my life, back in 2000. And I was fortunate to get onto the board of the Canadian Genetic Diseases Network, and that's where I got to meet Michael Hayden, I got to meet Richard Glickman. And we started to really think about different ways that we could develop medicines for rare diseases. We'd actually had a presentation from a company called Swedish Orphan, and they had spoke about the years that they had taken to get their to get their concept to market. And we really thought there must be a better way to do this. So I will tell you that over a curry at Michael's Kitchen, we really thought about a different business model, and that was called indication partnering. And we said, well, why don't we just think about licensing patented medicines that have applications in rare diseases, and we short-circuit an awful lot of the risks that you typically associate with drug development, which you don't see when you're looking at rare diseases. And it was also, I think important that I really understood the role that the angel community played here in the province, because compared to raising money in San Francisco, I found up here on the West Coast that most of the discussions I was having with angel investors center around the people and not the technology. And it was absolutely obvious with Espriva, because we didn't have a technology, we didn't have any IP. We were literally an idea. We had 3 very passionate, very motivated people, but we were literally an idea, and the angel investors that supported us really backed us to get this deal done with Roche, and I'm grateful for what they did. And when I look back on some of the excuses, you probably remember we raised $65 million in our Series A back then, which I think at the time was one of the largest Series A rounds ever done for a biotech. And I remember some of the excuses that VCs gave us for not investing. And there were a couple that stood out for me. One's quite funny, because one of my colleagues was presenting down in Sand Hill Road, and it was quite clear that the managing partner was extremely uncomfortable, and we'd spoken about how we were revolutionizing the field of rare diseases with this unique business model, and it was clear that this managing partner was having none of it. And so I kind of put my hand up and said, obviously we've upset you, what is it? Well, it turns out this person had tried to come to Victoria in May, to come to Butchart Gardens. There was a windstorm going on, and he just could not understand how a company like ours could possibly exist in the hinterlands of the biotech community. And we were on a rock, off Vancouver, and there was just no way that he would ever invest, and we would have to relocate to Sand Hill Road or to San Francisco for him to do that. And we even had, believe it or not, another venture capitalist who, once we explained the novel business model that we had and the engagement we were having with Roche on this business model, actually turned us down because, in their own words, they said, well, nobody's ever done this before. And I thought, well, aren't you in the business of supporting innovation and breakthrough thinking? Well, suffice to say that that person didn't invest. And we even had another venture capitalist who turned us down because they thought we were in the business of philanthropy, because we were developing a medicine for rare diseases, and they just felt that, why are you trying to do that and not going after the larger markets? And obviously, back nowadays, that's obvious, but back then it wasn't so obvious. So it's really exciting just to see the maturation of this community. And I think today we absolutely have the skills, the infrastructure, and the motivation and the support of the finance community to take our ideas, an awful lot further. And, when we sold Espriva in 2007, it was instilled in me by that time that that's not the end, that's just the beginning. And you absolutely give back. And I've been very fortunate to work with what I call a lot of dreamers to help them fulfill their dreams and actually give them the courage to take their technologies a lot further forward. And finally, just in closing remarks, it is strange to get a Lifetime Achievement Award when you feel like you're in the middle of your career. Because I honestly do feel like I'm just getting started. It is kind of ironic. And I was thinking about, well, perhaps in 20 years' time, would I change my investment thesis? And the answer is I would probably follow Haig's current investment advice. And I would just ask, if you are pitching to Haig, just remind me that when you get into your mid-80s, your timelines on exits change, and Haig will invest as long as there's an exit within the next 3 to 6 months. So I would also just it would be remiss of me not to say a big thanks to my family that's sitting over there. They have supported me through many difficult times when it was much challenging. It was challenging to raise the money for Espriva. I quit my job, and it wasn't working out as quickly as we thought with Espriva, and yet they were always there for me. And it's just an honor that they're here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. What an extraordinary story. And the Lifetime Achievement Award doesn't mean that your life is over. So we look forward to those next 20 years and what you're going to accomplish. Our final award is Company of the Year, and this year we decided to recognize 2 outstanding companies. Here to present the first one is George Kondolopoulos from KPMG. George?
Thank you, Wendy. Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to all the award winners so far tonight. It gives me great pleasure tonight to be presenting this award on behalf of KPMG. For those of you who are not familiar with KPMG, we are a global, full-service accounting, tax, and advisory services firm with close to 1,700 employees and more than 170 partners just in this province. Our strong presence in the province allows us to deliver extensive resources, technical expertise in a cost-efficient manner to our clients. Locally, our life sciences team loves supporting the community, whether it's through organizing social events for peer-to-peer networking or presenting on technical topics of interest to the finance professionals in the sector. Given our involvement in the life sciences sector, it gives me great pleasure to present this award tonight. I first met the team from the company winning this next award back in 2018, and it has been an absolute pleasure working with them over the past few years. For anyone that knows the team and how hard they work, it is no surprise that they are winning this next award. The Company of the Year Award honors an outstanding company for its exceptional leadership and accomplishments over the past years, which play a vital role in bolstering BC's life sciences sector. BC has the privilege of being home to many outstanding companies, but this year, 2 stand out above the rest. One of the year's 2 winners of the Company of the Year Award is Well Health Technologies Company, or Corp. Well is a health provider-focused digital healthcare company. The company's overarching mission is to positively impact health outcomes by leveraging technology to empower health providers and their patients globally. Well exists to enable healthcare practitioners with best-in-class technology and services. They've built the most comprehensive end-to-end healthcare system across Canada, including the nation's largest network of clinics supporting primary care, specialized care, and diagnostic services. In the United States, Well provides omni-channel health care services and solutions, targeting specialized markets such as the gastrointestinal market, women's health, primary care, and mental disorders. In addition to providing patient services, Well develops, integrates, and sells its own suite of technology, software, and solutions to medical clinics and healthcare providers. Their practitioner enablement platform includes electronic medical records, telehealth platforms, practice management, billing, revenue cycle management, digital health apps, and data protection solutions. Now let's take a moment to learn more about what makes Well Health a 2023 Company of the Year in this video.
So Well got started in late 2017, early 2018. Right before that, I'd had some experiences in doctors' offices that really made me understand how much of a lag there was in healthcare as it relates to digitization and modernization. What was particularly inspiring to me was how technology could help doctors evolve their practices. It was clear that they were spending a significant amount of time on administrative tasks and running a business, whereas they became doctors because they wanted to provide care. One of the things I love about our business is that we are focused on giving doctors their time back. And when doctors get their time back, they tend to do a better job focusing on the patient. That's what they wanted to do all along. They didn't want to deal with all this administrative burden. Essentially, the mission of the company was to tech-enable providers so that they could provide the best care possible. What really excites me about the accomplishments and milestones that we've reached is, just how many doctors are deriving value from our platform. More than 1 out of every 4 doctor in Canada currently touches our platform, our digital platform, in some way, shape, or form, whether that's revenue cycle management, practice management, data protection, and that's quite exciting. We also have about 3,000 physicians that are working within a clinic, a virtual or physical clinic, providing care, delivering care. What excites me about digital technology and healthcare and what's sort of next is how artificial intelligence can really help advance disease detection in general and provide next generation clinical decision support tools for doctors. And again, this will increasingly allow doctors to focus on the patient and be the guide, the Sherpa of the patient in that healthcare journey. This award means a lot to myself and the Well Health team. We're extremely proud. We believe this is a reflection of how we're impacting the community, how we're impacting providers, and how ultimately this is resulting in better patient outcomes. That's what makes us sleep better at night. So thank you.
To accept the award on behalf of Well Health Technologies, the CEO, Hamid Shabazi, please help me in welcoming Hamid.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Really appreciate it. Impact entrepreneurship. That's what the life sciences industry means to me. And that's what makes the Life Sciences BC community so meaningful and tonight so special. I'm Hamid Shabazi, and the founder and CEO of Well Health, a purpose-driven digital health company uniquely focused on tech-enabling healthcare providers, as you heard in the video. By choosing to be in this industry, this esteemed industry, we've all dedicated ourselves in part to something greater than ourselves, and that is innovating and caring and creating for the sake of better health outcomes. What other industry can even hold a candle to such a purpose-driven, goal-driven experience in healthcare and life sciences? I ask you, consider that. We're lucky. I'm so blessed to wake up every single morning and work with our incredible management team, some of which are right here, to focus on our mission to help modernize, digitize, and support healthcare providers, run their practices in a manner that results in the best and most efficient care possible, and which supports our healthcare ecosystem. The vast majority of Well Health's business supports public health, and we're very, very proud of that. Our technology solution, in a few months, will probably power close to 1 out of every 3 physicians in the country in all sorts of different ways, whether it's, as the video indicated, and George mentioned, revenue cycle management, practice management, data protection, e-referrals, online patient booking. You name it, we do it. We're there to support physicians. Founding and running this company has been an extremely humbling and exhilarating experience. Working with passionate and very intelligent doctors feels like sometimes we've encountered every change management challenge you could possibly imagine. But we've never encountered a care provider that didn't care. And that has been inspiring. I will share one other thing that inspires me. And again, back to the care providers. They are the backbone of our healthcare ecosystem. And it's something that we remind ourselves of every single day. The other thing that really inspires me is our incredible team. I'd like our table number 5 to stand up, please, to be recognized. Michael here, our Chief Medical Officer. Raise your hand, Michael. We met at Honolulu Cafe in 2017. It was a summer day, Brian there. He said, I want to introduce you to Michael. I was thinking maybe the best way to start Well Health would be to buy, some healthcare clinics and really show that we could tech enable them. And so Brian took us to Honolulu Cafe, and he said, told me all about Michael, everything about him, like the dynamic with his wife, the dynamic with his children, all the challenges he had in running these medical clinics from his cell phone. So anyway, Michael walks in with a backpack, and we're sitting there, and he took out a pillow, and he fluffed his pillow, and he put it, because he has a bad back. He's had a few of these meetings before, young entrepreneur pitching him on trying to buy his clinics. Anyway, he gave me a chance, and for that, I'm deeply grateful. Thank you, Michael. And besides Michael, we've got Eva Fong, Amir Javadin, our CFO and COO. We've got Ken Cockell, we've got Tara McCarville, we've got Brian Levenkind, of course Shane Sabatino, our CPO, and Rosa Sang, a number of whom I've worked with previously in my last startup at TO Networks. And so thank you very much for believing in our mission and making it happen every single day. Lastly, on the team, we have well over 4,000 team members, most of whom are either providing care every single day or supporting someone who is. We never forget who we're supporting and why. We hear incredible stories all the time about the heroism exercised by our care providers, and it inspires us to no end. Finally, I'd like to thank the Life Sciences BC industry group. Very classy and just thoughtful organization. Every interaction we've had with them has been truly world-class. Thanks to Farris, the organizing sponsor. Thanks to everyone who contributed to tonight's success for this wondrous and esteemed recognition. I'm extremely pleased to represent our team, our board, and do my very best to reflect our very sincere appreciation. We are deeply grateful. Thank you very much.
Okay, congratulations to the amazing Well Health Technologies team and to Hamed on your Company of the Year award. Here to present the second Company of the Year and the final award of the evening is James Hatton, partner from Farris. James?
Thank you very much, Wendy. Thank you for this very inspiring evening and the wonderful job you and your team have done to bring it off. So thank you. I'd also like to thank the board of Life Sciences BC, not the current one, which I'm sure is fine, but the one that refused to hire Noel Hall. So, ladies and gentlemen, fellow adventurers in the wild ups and downs of the world of life sciences, I'm here on behalf of Farris. My partners Hector Mackay-Dunn and Peter Roth are here with us tonight to introduce the very final speaker in a few minutes. Farris got its start giving legal advice to life sciences companies in 1986. When QLT went public. QLT got to know Hector because he was acting against them. But they liked the cut of his jib, and so do I. So we've been working in life sciences ever since. And we've gone through a lot of ups and downs, and I'd like to mention a few words. Hama just mentioned how lucky we all are. And Peter Zanstra says you have to be thrilled by the work you do. And I think to stay in life sciences, you really do have to be thrilled with the ups and downs. But for all the ups and downs, I doubt any of the people in this room would choose a different path. Our mission is to help people when they need it most. The stakes are nothing less than alleviating human suffering. And while Peter and Hector and I are not doctors or scientists, we like to think we've helped a bit along the way. And through each of your journeys, we've walked alongside you. We've helped secure the way with you. We've celebrated your victories, and we've mourned your defeats. But we want to thank you for putting your trust in us, and we're very grateful to be here celebrating with you tonight. Okay, the second Company of the Year award recognizes life sciences companies in BC whose accomplishments set them apart over the last year. This includes reaching major milestones, such as moving the business from an early stage to a more mature company, or by raising significant funds, launching a product on the market, or making strides in commercial success. This year's second winner of the Company of the Year award is Xenon Pharmaceuticals, Inc. Xenon Pharmaceuticals is a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company committed to providing a bright future for patients suffering from neurological disorders. It is advancing a robust pipeline of neurology-focused therapeutics with a focus on commercializing novel treatments for epilepsy. Building upon the positive results and compelling data from their Xene 1101 Phase 2b X-TOL study in adult patients with focal epilepsy, their Xene 1101 Phase 3 epilepsy program includes studies in adult patients with focal onset seizures and primary generalized tonic-clonic seizures. In addition, Xene 1101 is being evaluated as a treatment for major depressive disorder in both a company-sponsored Phase 2 trial as well as an investigator-led proof-of-concept study. Please enjoy this video that highlights why Xenon Pharmaceuticals is a 2023 Company of the Year.
We had a real breakthrough at Xenon at the end of 2021 with our lead program. It's called XEN 1101. We were in a Phase 2b clinical trial called the X-TOL study. And when we unblinded the data, we found that XEN 1101 was statistically significant on all seizure reduction endpoints at all doses tested. So these are patients that had epilepsy for more than 20 years. On average, they had either failed or were on 9 different anti-seizure medicines, and they were still having a seizure every other day. And the feedback we're now getting from these patients and from their physicians is a whole new level of independence. They're working more, they're spending more time with their family and friends, and it's really improving their quality of life.
So we're very excited as we look forward about the potential to treat brain disease, neurological diseases like epilepsy, mental illnesses like depression, very, very common conditions for which good treatments have not really been available. We're going to change that, we're changing that, and for me, this is what drives our business.
So today for our lead product, XEN 1101, we're in a global Phase 3 clinical program. So we're running 2 Phase 3 clinical trials in focal epilepsy. That's the most common form of epilepsy. We also have a Phase 3 clinical trial ongoing in primary generalized tonic-clonic seizures, what we used to call the grand mal seizure. So if we're successful over the next few years, we'll get through that Phase 3 program, we'll get XEN 1101 approved in multiple jurisdictions, and really help a number of patients globally with epilepsy.
After many years of challenges, we're at a very exciting juncture where this is an incredibly robust and healthy community. Companies are doing well. We've been able to secure capital, build businesses that are having major impacts on patients. And so there's a huge amount of optimism that I have about this community, and our role has been just one part of a very vibrant and flourishing industry here in this province.
And Xenon really has deep roots in the Vancouver area. We were founded here more than 20 years ago. We now have employees in 3 Canadian provinces. We have an office in Boston. We're in more than 6 US states. So on behalf of the entire Xenon team, this is a really wonderful award. It's great to be recognized by your peers and recognized in the local community.
The potential of our lead product 1101 for treating epilepsy and depression, I think, is exceptionally exciting, and for us, this is really the difference that I think the company can make for patients and their families.
Please help me in welcoming Ian Mortimer, President and CEO of Xenon Pharmaceuticals, to accept the award.
Well, this is nice. It's lovely to be introduced by an old friend, and thanks to you and Hector and Peter and the Farris team. We really appreciate the sponsorship. I'd also like to recognize all of the sponsors here tonight, and also LSBC. You guys put on a wonderful event and an evening of celebration. And congratulations to all of this year's award recipients. So on to Xenon. How much time do we have? Lots? Yeah. Well, it's been quite a journey. So for those that don't know, Xenon was founded out of academic research more than 20 years ago, when Michael Hayden and Simon Pimstone and Frank Haller, who are all here tonight, created Xenon. And this is a company that has made significant contributions to advancing our understanding of genetics and human disease, has validated targets that the scientific community can leverage, has created a world-class ion channel research and drug discovery team, and advanced multiple molecules into human clinical testing. Just a few months before I joined Xenon 10 years ago, Simon was on this stage accepting this award for Xenon being Company of the Year in the spring of 2013. In these past 10 years, we've failed a lot. We've learned a ton. We've overcome a huge number of setbacks, but we've always stayed true of being science and data-driven and running the right experiment to either progress or kill a molecule, and always advancing our understanding of biology. This dedication and commitment allowed us to survive before we could succeed and put us in the position we're in today. We have the largest market capitalization of any biopharma company in Canada at over $3 billion Canadian. We've raised over $1 billion in capital over the past few years, and we're advancing one of the most important molecules in epilepsy drug research over the past few decades with XEN 1101. 1 in 26 of us have a lifetime risk of developing epilepsy. And XEN 1101 has shown in clinical testing to significantly reduce seizure burden in the most common form of epilepsy and have a meaningful impact on patients' quality of life. Xenon has 250 employees today, but over 800 people have worked at Xenon at some point over the last 2 decades, including students and scientists, drug developers and business people, and are now contributing to strengthening our ecosystem in many different ways. And to the Xenon team here tonight, this group of 20 at these 2 tables has a combined approximately 250 years of commitment and service to Xenon. Together, we have lived the ups, we've lived the downs, and you deserve every minute of our success. I have the privilege of calling you my colleagues and calling you my friends. We're on a special journey together that can have a lasting legacy. I am convinced that XEN 1101 is going to be such an important medicine that we will improve many patients' lives in the years and decades to come. So on behalf of all of us at Xenon, we very much appreciate the recognition tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Congratulations to the entire Xenon team. Nice to see so many of you here. and to Ian. So this completes our awards recognition. To close off the evening, I think you've heard enough from me, so I invite Ali Ardakani, the chair of the board, to say a few words. Ali?
Thank you so much, Wendy, and congratulations to tonight's winners. Wendy, you started the evening by the themes of optimism and disruption. And I want to add a couple of other themes that I've heard tonight, which I think is true. Collaboration, community, risk, and passion. All of us are here to make a difference because we're not building things or inventing things for someone else. We're all patients, or we're sitting next to a patient, or we have a loved one who's a patient, and that's what makes this room so different. That's what makes our industry so different. So now when I heard Hamid tonight building well, when I heard Ian Mortimer, building a new therapy for epilepsy, it's making a difference for someone or yourself, and that's what makes all the difference. So I'd like to first acknowledge the crucial role of our supporters and sponsors who've played making tonight's event a reality. Without their dedication to this sector, we would not be here tonight. Let's take another moment to recognize their invaluable contributions. Our presenting sponsor, Farris. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being with us since 1986. It's risk. You've taken a risk to be with a fairly risky sector. But you know what? It takes a long time to build a forest, and you've been with us, so thank you. Our award sponsors, Abcelera, Aquitas Therapeutics, AstraZeneca, Evonik, Genome BC, Johnson & Johnson, St. Paul's Foundation, and Providence Healthcare. And our technology sponsors, BFL Canada, Chinook Therapeutics, who just got acquired by Novartis, Stem Cell Technologies. I also want to take a moment to thank all of you for being here tonight to celebrate 2023 award winners and honorees. Thank you. You being here tonight gives every scientist, every investor ammunition to do more, to make a difference. The winners we're recognizing tonight represent the outstanding life science leaders and companies we have in BC. But it's more important to remember that greatness is a collective achievement. It's our community that makes all the difference. I'm confident I speak for all the winners here tonight when I thank each one of you for the role you play in growing this amazing ecosystem. This evening has been genuinely inspiring for me, who've been in this sector for 20 years. It's still inspiring. And I'm glad I could share this celebration with all of you. I'd like to also express my tremendous thanks to all my fellow Life Sciences BC Board of Director members. I'm so lucky to be chairing this organization. I'm surrounded by the smartest, coolest, funnest people in the board that represent every part of this amazing ecosystem. Our board is composed of an amazing group of individuals who represent diverse sectors such as biopharmaceutical, biotechnology, medical devices, digital health, professional services, among others. Each board member plays a crucial role in providing guidance, establishing policies, ensuring effective operations of our organization to fulfill our mandate and to enhance our global presence. Thank you for giving your generous time to advance our shared community. I would also like to thank LSBC's team for ongoing dedication for our sector. I'd like to ask them to stand up. Ryan Butt, Director of Partnership and Events. William Burrows, Director of Business Operations and Programs. Lisa Carver, External Affairs and Government Relations. Claire Nelson, Manager of Events. Joanna Lynn, we have 3 Joannes. Joanna Lynn, Manager of Partnerships and Memberships. Joanna Mills, Manager of Marketing and Communications. Joanna Karan, Executive Assistant and Office Manager. And LSBC Co-op student for their invaluable help. And of course, our esteemed MC, who's been fantastic, who's turned our organization around, and we're very proud to have her as our CEO, Wendy Hurlburt. Thank you. I'm almost done. There's a party afterwards. I'm trying to find out where it is. Thank you to the Vancouver Convention Center for hosting us and providing us with great food and service. Brian Calvert for the fantastic videos. Biofilm Media for putting together the outstanding videos you've done tonight. Greg Farkas for photography. I'm hoping you'll see the photography on our social media over the coming days. And finally, to BC Event Management, who's ensured the event production flowed seamlessly. And of course, thanks to all of you who've been loyal supporters of Life Sciences BC tonight and throughout the years. And we could not have done this without each and every one of you. Please stay tuned as we have so many exciting upcoming events, networking opportunities, news, advocacy around the continued advancement of a sector. At LSBC, we proudly serve our members and look forward to the upcoming year, which is full of initiatives like our LMI study and other events and opportunities. From Invest in BC coming up in November, which provides support and investment opportunities for our SMEs, Career Connect Day in January, which invites new talent to our community, Access to Innovation in February, where we focus on sharing knowledge to accelerate our industry. And our events are a way to help everyone and elevate our ecosystem to bring our community together. So keep an eye for these and more. Subscribe to our events newsletter is a great way to stay up to date, and I'm hoping you check out our website. Please don't forget to grab your copy of Hot Off the Press 2023 Annual Life Sciences BC magazine published by Business in Vancouver. There are volunteers handing them out. There are flower arrangements at every table. Maybe you can figure out whose birthday is next and you can give it to that person. Let's once again congratulate all of tonight's winners. We could not do this without coming together. You know, this is an amazing opportunity to be in this junction of time where medicine is making more difference than ever before. The collaboration of BC government is of massive significance. We could not be here without them. So we're really grateful for them to be here tonight. And we have something special in BC. Outstanding scientific achievements, innovative thinking, risk takers, entrepreneurs. The future is bright. Together we can contribute to create opportunities for our sector, attract talent, and make positive economic impact on our province for years to come. And with that, I'd like to invite Wendy to come back and final remarks before we close the evening's programming and find out where the party is.
All right. Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Ali. Ali is a fantastic board chair. He actually was one of my interviews, so he also hired me, so I can say that too. And as you can see, he's an honorary member of our marketing team. So Ali's enthusiasm for the sector is infectious, and his passion and enthusiasm for LSBC is a big part of why we are what we are today. So thank you, Ali, and thank you to all of our board members. We have kept you sitting down enough, so please connect with each other. The bar is still open. The after party alley is just through those glass doors, but don't go too far or you'll end up in the water. And now I'd like to ask the award winners, so you are all free to go, but the award winners, if you can come up on stage, we're going to take a photo. Thank you and have a great evening.